Narcissistic people have an incredible knack of confusing you, frustrating you, bringing out the worst in you, getting you to question and doubt yourself and your experiences and your reality. And this is due to the narcissist who believes they're entitled to do as they please, who is envious of other people, who's willing to exploit other people, who lacks the empathy to care about other people, and is arrogant enough to believe that they are in the right. And there's lots of little things that narcissistic people will do that will frustrate you, that will wind you up the wrong way, that will chip away at you. And as soon as you react negatively towards them, they stand back and act all innocent and claim that you're the one that's causing all the problems. They want to convince you that your reactions to their actions are the problem, to distract you from the fact that their actions are causing those perfectly valid emotional reactions within you. And when someone brings these out within you, they are not the person for you. Whether it's a partner, a parent, a childhood friend, another family member, a co-worker, when someone can bring the worst out within you, you need to distance yourself from that person before you find yourself behaving in manners that you don't like. One way a narcissistic person will frustrate you is by simply not giving a straightforward answer to a straightforward question. We're human. If we didn't want the answer, we wouldn't be asking the question in the first place. They're going to go all out to avoid the question, to ignore you, to accuse you of things you're not doing, to shame you, to blame you, to lie to you, to gaslight you, to interrupt you. Anything they can other than answer the question at hand. A narcissistic person believes that they're entitled to do as they please and they shouldn't have to answer to you. They also seek that excessive attention, and as they are envious of other people, they don't like other people getting that attention. Therefore, they will go all out to ruin any celebrations, any form of special occasion. It criticizes them when you give somebody else a compliment, when you give somebody else a praise, when somebody else receives an award, when somebody else has a birthday, has a celebration of some sort. So they go all out to ruin those occasions to feel better about themselves. And you'll often notice once a narcissist has ruined something for somebody else, the narcissist is all happy and smug and all, what's wrong with you? Are you having a bad day? Which is going to wind you up all the more. Narcissistic people are arrogant enough to believe they are always right. And if you don't agree with them, this offends them. They seek to accuse you of not caring about them, of going against them. They go all out to paint you out in a negative light, to get people to look badly on you, to sabotage you in some way, all because you didn't agree with their opinion. It's almost like they simply can't see someone else's perspective. Theirs is right, and you should just go along with it. And when you don't, how dare you turn against me? How can you not see it from my way? They're not willing to see it from your way, but they don't understand why you can't see it from their way. And more often than not, you can see it from their way because you can see the different perspectives and you can think, yes, I can see where you're coming from. However, if you factor this into the equation, but a narcissist isn't interested in this, they have to be right at all costs to you, and they will go all out to rewrite history on you. That never happened. They never said that. They've already told you that. How can you not remember? And this gaslighting is psychological manipulation that drives you to the point of feeling like you're going crazy, and then to top it off, they'll gaslight you by telling you that you're going crazy, so you believe that you are the one who is going crazy and you need them for support, not recognizing they are the very person that's sending you crazy. They rewrite history to suit their narrative, whatever illusion it is that they're selling about themselves. So if they're going to play the hard guy or girl that you don't want to mess with, that's what they'll be selling. If they're going to sell the sweet and innocent guy or girl, then that's what they are going to be selling. Whatever it is, whatever personality that they have created, that they are selling to others, and they need to sell it with an idea of perfectionism. They're perfect. You're wrong, you make mistakes, you're imperfect, but they themselves believe themselves to be perfect. They go all out to create conflict, drama and absolute chaos, and then they stand back and watch the show and blame the other person. And this is when you'll notice that quiet smugness of a narcissistic person, when they will wind you up and then they'll create the drama, they'll create the conflict, they'll triangulate two people, they'll talk badly about two people to each other. So there's the narcissist, they'll go to one person saying that the other person has said something about them. When they get a reaction from that person, they go to the other person and say what the reaction was. And then when they meet up, usually a narcissist doesn't want people meeting up. However, it depends what game they're playing. So if they meet up and then sparks fly, and then they'll stand back and say, see, this is why I can't take you anywhere. Look at how you behave. And then if you try to call them out, they go all out to play the victim in the reality that they created. And this is horrific, because whenever you try to approach them about something, they make you feel bad for their behaviour. They make you feel like you're hurting them, that you're punishing them in some way. The narcissist will get you to the point where you feel like you can no longer openly communicate with them, so you shut down, and then they say, oh, I'm always the last to know, aren't I? So then you feel bad. Yet when you tell them that something's happening at the weekend, they spend the entire week putting dampeners on it and being negative about it and bringing you down and creating that hostile environment, causing those arguments before the event, so that you're all on edge. And then they stand there and say, look, see, this is why I can't take you anywhere. They mock you with noises. So once they've had their say, they walk off humming away to themselves. And you just want to have it out with them. You just want to get your thing across. And they're not interested. They're literally not interested. And they're showing you that they're not interested. They're interested in winding you up and seeing you explode, so that they can believe that they're superior, they're better than you. Look at the state of you. Yet they believe it's nothing to do with them. However, if they feel criticism because you went to that special occasion and congratulated somebody, so they created the drama and they raged out, that was your fault for not giving them the attention. So with those double standards, if they rage out, that's your fault. If you rage out to a narcissist, that's also your fault. When we are equally responsible for our emotions and our reactions, however, we are also equally responsible for our actions. And there's nothing wrong with giving someone else praise. There's everything wrong with purposefully winding somebody up to get that reaction. It's actually quite frustrating within itself that we have to control our emotions and our actions and our reactions, because other people can't control their toxic behaviour. They will go all out to fall silent on you. When things aren't going their way, they will fall silent on you. Narcissistic people hate being ignored, which is why they do it to you. Although usually, when you've got to a point where you realise you can't communicate with someone, you shut down and stop talking to them. And at that point, they get offended. Yet with them, they can just say, hey, we're going here this evening. And you'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I've already made plans. I told you about it last week. And they'll be like, no, you didn't. And you can have it written black and white on a calendar for weeks, and they'll gaslight you and rewrite history and tell you that you've only just written it there. And then they fall silent on you because you've made plans with somebody else, with a friend or a family member, or because you congratulated someone on their success. They will fall silent on you, and they're expecting you to chase after them. Their silence is how they regain control over the situation. They will go all out to impress strangers over taking care of their own family, and it can be very confusing because you're coming from your mindset where you care for people, you care for your children, you care for your parents. So our expectations of others is that they do the same. And our expectations then actually let us down. Because when other people don't feel the same, we can't work out why or how. And with a narcissistic person, you just simply don't give them eternal gratitude for something they did for you 40 years ago, and they claim that you're the one that doesn't. They go and play the victim with strangers, claiming that you don't have the time for them, you don't appreciate them, you've now got a life of your own. So they're off playing the martyr, gaining that attention while completely ignoring their family, who would actually like to involve them. Only every time they do involve them, the narcissistic person reminds them of why they don't, because they nitpick, they're negative, they humiliate you. So you can feel bad and remorseful and want them around, and then when you do have them around, there they are, humiliating you, putting you down, and you're trying your hardest to control your emotions because they can't control or don't want to control their behaviour unless there's a witness that they don't want to see a certain side of them, and then they can control their behaviour very well. And they will go all out to walk ahead of you. Not only when you're out and about with them, but also metaphorically. They believe that they are one step ahead of you, that they are superior to you. Now, not all people that walk ahead are narcissistic, and not all narcissistic people walk ahead. Some will walk behind to keep an eye on you. It all depends on the narcissist you're dealing with. Any frustrating behaviours you notice, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support of the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a couple of books out on Amazon, 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Go No Contact, and a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse. I shall link those into the description also if you'd like to go and check them out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.